ॐ सच्चिदानन्द ॐ सच्चिदानन्द Namaste. Welcome to the third session of spiritual aspects of Agnihotra. We have discussed in last two sessions the interplay of Jnana, Karma and Upasana, and how Upasana can even lead to intuitive knowledge called Vijnana. And then we have discussed the various layers of Vedic literature, particularly what called Kalpa, that is a member in the six-member family of called Vedanga. Kalpa was supposed to educate the future generations about the key concepts of Vedic philosophy through the models and simulation. So they generated our ancestors, the rishis, invented various kind of yag, very elaborate yag, Shrot yag, Som yag, Vajpayee yag. There are different names. Some of them would last many days. So Maharishi Dayananda writes, in terms of Kalpa, Ashwamedh se Agnihotra Paryanta. So on one extreme he is putting Ashwamedh, and on the other extreme is Agnihotra. And Agnihotra is our topic of discussion. In the Kalp family, this is the simplest yag, yajna, that every household is expected to perform twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening. If you get into the proper gear, everything is well set out in your household, it wouldn't take more than 15-20 minutes. The basic Agnihotra. Talking about Agnihotra as a simulation, so that the future generation can appreciate the grand design of that supreme consciousness. The sun and the moon play a very important role to provide nourishment and support to the earth. And the sun is, of course, a fireball made by Ishwar, also known as Hiranyagarbha, Swapakash Swarup, who is a radiating light of its own. Moon, for example, in the evening radiates light, but that is not its own. It is mere reflection of sunlight. Indeed, of course, in physical sense, sun is emitting its own light, but in spiritual sense, somebody has made sun to emit its light. And that source is in the true sense is Swapakash Swarup, that Ishwar who is also known as Hiranyagarbha. He has designed the sun so as to emit light out of very complex chemistry that is not called fission. On the earth, we burn so many kind of fuels. That process is called fission, where carbon gets oxidized to carbon dioxide and hydrogen gets oxidized to H2O, water. But there is another process called fusion. So to say, when two hydrogen radicals meet, it becomes H2 hydrogen gas. And we are told that hydrogen bomb, which functions basically on this mechanism, gives rise to enormous energy. That is the process happening in the sun. The sun is not burning with oxygen. It is a different kind of chemistry, and that is continuously emitting a huge amount of energy that sustains the life on the earth. Of course, the sun emits light only during the daytime, and when the day ends, every species goes for rest. The day is over. But human beings are different. They take up the challenge that even in the evening, we want some sort of light. And that's how they invented fire. First, by burning wood. Wood is coming from the plants and trees. Wood is kind of storing the energy of the sun for a while. So, wood is storing the energy of the sun, which came from the sun only. And can be ignited by human beings if they have learnt the mechanism how to ignite, how to initiate fire. That must have been the very first significant invention by the human beings. So the Vedas and Upanishads speak about two planks of wood, two pieces of wood, and how one is rubbed against the another, and due to the friction, the spark is generated, and that spark, if we can hold it in something like in dry grass or some such substance, then that acts as the source of heat, which can even burn the wood and anything else. Fire, if it is of the large quantity, it can burn anything. Everything is inflammable for a fire. So the fire that we call Agni, that is the basis of Agnihotra, represents the sun. And in Agnihotra, we are familiar with Jal passation, when the water is sprinkled around the fire, around the vessel of the fire, what is called Havan Kund or Yajna Kund. So here the dipole is the fire and water. representing the dipole of sun and the moon, or you may say sun and the earth, Dhyava Prithivi. A number of Ved mantras talk about Dhyava Prithvi. They are such dipoles that one is inadequate without another. The earth has no life without the sun. And as I said, the other dipole in our day to day life is fire and water. No household is without fire and water. Indeed, every kitchen has fire as well as water, so essential for our sustenance. And talking about a household, a family is made up of a young man and woman getting married and then giving rise to the birth of children. So, man and woman is another dipole representing fire and water respectively. Man represents the fire, a lot of physical energy to labor hard. A woman represents the water, a calm state. At the end, every man, after a hard day of labor, must return home in company of his wife, who can give him that calm sensation of relaxation, soothing sensation that comes from water. And this is significant. Water surrounds the fire and not the other way around. That is the whatever a man may be, whatever his profession, he may be very intelligent in his professional life, but finally, the words of wisdom are expected from the woman of the life, the lady of the house. She is most concerned about the well being of the family, of the children, and generally her word is the final word. That is the meaning that water circles the fire and not other way around. So these are the dipoles that we discuss, and Agnihotra represents the essence of these dipoles. In the celestial world, the sun and the moon. In the earthly world that we live in, the fire and water. And in our families, in our homes, husband and wife, the father and mother. Agnihotra represents the interplay of these dipoles, importance of both the elements, and how we should nurture it, how we should benefit from it for our own good. Finally, our own good is to be like that Supreme Father, the Supreme Mother, that Ishwar. He is our role model, and I should aspire to be like him. Mahasi Dayanand writes at one place, उपासना से क्या लाभ होते हैं? ईश्वर के गुण कर्म स्वभाव जैसे अपने हो जाना. Ishwar has certain attributes certain functions, certain characteristics, गुण कर्म स्वभाव. If I also borrow them, then qualitatively I rise to become like him. Knowing very well quantitatively I will never be like him, I will always remain a minuscule, but qualitatively I can be like him. That is the purpose of Upasana and all other things that we do in our day to day life, Jnana and Karma, is to lead us to that Upasana. Upasana guarantees I will be like him. That is the ultimate in human development. A true Arya person, Arya Ishwar Putra, is a child of Ishwar and he cannot settle for anything less than this. He wants ultimate qualitative development to be like him, and there is no way to be like him except to be with him. And that's what Upasana is, up and asan, to be with him. All other things, all other activities that we perform are always pointing towards Upasana. If I don't do good karma, I am not going to succeed in Upasana. We have discussed it last time. Indeed, our karma has to rise above its rewards. I have to perform merely just to perform as per his instructions. Like a small child does something as instructed by his mother, and that is enough criteria for him. He may not get any reward, but just because his mother or father expects him to do something in a particular manner, he takes pride in doing it. In the same manner, we should perform as expected by Ishwar. And when we perform like this, our karma is nishkam karma. And that's what is yajna karma. The root yaj is in the direction of Dev Puja Sangati Karan Daneshu. Dev is an entity who just gives goodness. Ishwa is the very foremost Devata, first Devata, who just gives the goodness without expecting anything in return. Puja is to honor us. And there are Devatas in our society also. Mata Deva Bhava, Pitta Deva Bhava, Acharya Deva Bhava, Atithi Deva Bhava. Mother and father are our first Devatas we come across. Then there are learned people. Then there are many other noble souls in our community. We should treat them as Devata, meaning we should be always respectful to them. Take care of their needs and honor them properly. Deva Puja. Even the sun and the moon are earth, air and water, they are also Devata because they also give sustenance to us. We should honor them by ensuring that air is not polluted, water is not polluted, earth is well taken care of. Such care is called Dev Puja. Sangati Karan is to be with them, to spend some intimate moments with them, like being with your mother or father for a while. Even being with that Ishwar by way of Upasana is Sangati Karan, because he is Supreme Dev. Dev Puja Sangati Karan Daneshu. The common factor Dev is with all the three terms Puja, Sangati Karan, as well as Daneshu. So we should spend some intimate moments with Devatas. Daneshu also give them anything that we have which they may need, taking care of them in a proper manner. That is called yajna. When we do it just as if naturally I am doing it, without expecting anything in return. As I said, a child follows the instruction of his mother or father by very nature. When I do the same thing to Ishwar, that is yajna karma. Every householder in the tradition of Arya Samaj, in the Vedic tradition, is expected to perform five yajna. They are so important, they are called as Mahayajna. Maha is something great. Panch Mahayajna. Five great yajnas that every householder is expected to perform. Brahm Yajna. Being with Brahma, that is Upasana, Sandhyopasana. Dev Yajna, another name for Agnihotra, like it has other names like Havan and Hom. Pitta Yajna, taking care of elderly people in the family. Atithi Yajna, taking care of noble people in the community who may not be your blood relations, but they are important in your life because of their wise words and actions. And then finally, Baliveshwadev Yajna. Bali is to sacrifice. Veshwadeva, all the devatas, all the species, to give away all the species without any discrimination. Homeless people, destitutes, animals, birds, whoever come in your contact, even insects. You leave some food outside of your home where they can eat. Birds can have some seeds, some water. So in your backyard, you can make some arrangement. All this is Baliveshwadevya. So we are supposed to perform five Panch Mahayajna, and Agnihotra is The second one, called Dev Yajna. First was Brahm Yajna, being with Brahm. Even in student life, called Brahmacharya Ashram, these two are mandatory. Still studying in the Gurukul, Acharya Kul, they are expected to perform Brahm Yajna, Sandhyopasana, Upasana to be with that Ishwar, as well as Dev Yajna, where they also being one Samhita, three Samhitas from the first area. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa was asked 3 times, 3 nights he was asked to wait. So the number 3 is very important, and we will see it comes in many forms. So one brahmachari or brahmachayani is expected to bring 3 samhitas because he doesn't own anything, she doesn't own anything. But still, they should go and find out 3 samhitas, wood sticks, to give ahuti into the. This is the Acharya's Agnihotra for the Acharya Kul, but the children are also expected to put in the ahutis of 3 samhitas each. So we are discussing Panch Mahayajna, and in that the second member is Dev Yajna Agnihotra, which we are supposed to perform, and it falls into the broad family of Kalpa, what Mahishi Dayananda writes, from Ashwamedh se Agnihotra Paryanta. They are supported by years. I want to start now with one good thing is our rishis made it mandatory to recite the 8 mantras before Agnihotra, whatever be the occasion. The 8 mantras are listed as Ishwar Stuti Prarthanopasana. The first one is Om Vishwani Dev. The last one is Om Agne Naya Supataya. In Vedic terminology, there is a particular way to make abbreviation. Nowadays, in English language, abbreviation is usually only the first alphabet of the word. But in Vedic terminology, the first and the last together mean that all that in between has been taken care of. In Panini Grammar, there are sutra called Pratyaha Sutra. They club certain vowels and consonants in a peculiar manner so as to present a very small symbolic groups. For example, all the vowels are listed. If you pick up a first Hindi alphabet books, the vowels are listed as a, I, U, E, A, I, O, Ang, A. The last two are Anuswar and Visarjaniya. Now, the book by Panini called Varnochar Shiksha that has another way to describe all these sounds, such as a kuha visajniya kantha, meaning a ku means the whole family of ka kha ga ga nga, a ku ha visajniya. These many sounds come from the throat region, kantha. But when it comes to his Ashtadhyayi, he begins with Pratyaha Sutra, then they are something like A, I, U, ణ, A, Yun, He, A, Yun, He, Ling, E, Ong, I, Och. Let's take this A, I, Yun. When he says An is the A, I, U, ణ. Now, An means start is this, end is this, so it includes A, I, U. More familiar word is for many of you would be hal, halant we say it. For any consonant we say this is halant. For example, the word mahan, the last consonant nakar, na, is not with vowel, it is just na, it is not na. So that is called mahan. Now the last is called halant because ant means the end, hal means the consonant because the word is ending with a consonant. Mahan. Usually, most of the words ends with vowel. For example, balaka, balaka. So they end with vowels. If it was just balak, which is not the case, the ka is only alone without the vowel, then that would be halant. Now, what is this halant? Is coming from hal and ant, hal. Now, what is hal? Hal in Pratyahara Sut means all the consonants. Like I said, a, un, e, ling, e, ong, I, och, ach means all the vowels. Then his sutras are haya, vayat, javai, and so on and so forth. At the end is la. So hal will mean all the consonants. This is the classical mechanism of abbreviations. The reason I am pointing this out is the typical Agnihotra begins with Ishwar Stuti Prarthano Pasna Mantra. First one is Om Shwani Dev. The eighth, the last one is Om Agni Naya Supathaya. And if you recall, the Agnihotra ends with very finally the last two mantras before the Purnahuti is Om Vishwani Dev, Om Agni Naya Supathaya. So the Havan begins with this, Agnihotra begins with the set of 8 mantras, and all the Ahutis are ending with Purnahuti. And before the Purnahuti, the 2 mantras, the first and last of the Ishwar Stuti Pratnopas. When the first and last is recited, it is expected you have recited all the 8. This is their way of making abbreviations. They want to shorten the Agnihotra, but still they want it to end with Ishwar Stuti Pratnopasana. Rather than reciting all the eight mantras, you are asked to recite the first and the last, as if in your mind the meaning, the essence of all the eight have been taken care of. This is their way of creating abbreviations. So, when we discuss spiritual aspects of Agnihotra, that is automatically taken care of in Agnihotra. That Agnihotra begins with Ishwar Stuti Prarthana Pasana. So, this is the next thing I want to take up, which is always there in Agnihotra. Whatever is the occasion, any special sanskar, all begins with Ishwar Stuti Prarthana Pasana. A very concise 8 mantras, about 16 lines, but they give you overall objective of the human life, how we should navigate our life so that it becomes meaningful, so that it ensures we are on the right path, and that is definitely going to happen if we are on the line of upasana. As I said, upasana is to ensure that my gunakam svabhav is exactly like Ishwar's gunakam svabhav. Gun is our attributes, karm is every kind of functions that we do, svabhav is inherent nature. If my gunakam svabhav is like that Supreme Being's gunakam svabhav, then I am definitely a good human being, entitled to be called as his child, and that is the meaning of Aya Ishwar Putra. I am truly his child. So the Jnana and Karma are the means so that I am qualified enough to do the Upasana. This is how Jnana, Karma and Upasana come together. Today we will discuss just this title and then we'll postpone it for the next week. I plan to take up 2 mantras each in each session. So next 4 sessions will be devoted to the 8 mantras of Ishwar Stuti Prarthana Upasana. That will put us on a very strong movings, strong ground that yes, Agnihotra is not just merely a column based exercise. The focus is on upasana. The focus is on total development. Instead of Jnana and Karma, here the words are Stuti and Prarthana. And that has been preceded by the term Ishwar. So here, the Jnana and Karma, when we are reciting those 8 mantras, is very specific. We want to get to know that Ishwar very well. And we want to do the karma, very high order, loftier karma, that leads us to upasana. And in so doing, when we pick up some challenging tasks, we seek his help and support. That is called Pratna. So Stuti is the awareness and idea, the knowledge about that Ishwar, that this is what he is. So when it comes to Jnana, knowledge, particularly about that Supreme Being, the Ishwar, then it is Ishwar Stuti. And when we want to say, I want to perform karma, my actions that are in the image of his karma. All the grand actions he does that are yajna karma. But I am so small. How can I gain this much of strength and energy to do the karma of high quality? I am very aware I need his support. I need his help. I need his backing. And that, seeking that help, seeking his blessings, seeking his support is called Pratna. So this is Ishwar Stuti Pratnopasana Mantra that aligns itself very well with the Dhyan about Ishwar, karma that are commensurate to what are performed by Ishwar, and Upasana is obviously Ishwar Upasana. So the entire mechanism of Agnihotra is to propel us, is to put us on a path that I become qualified, that when I sit for Upasana, I succeed in it. When I close my eyes to be with Him, I am indeed with Him. I am disconnect from my mind and I connected to with Him, connected to Him. This is how our Ishwar Stuti Pratnopasana